Hey, first graders, I'm here to talk to you again about writing and how we can use our mentor text, The Night of the Veggie Monster, to make our writing better. So yesterday we read the story and we pointed out that this author is great at zooming in and finding one small idea from their life to write about. So now we're going to look today at other things they do in this story that you should do in your stories too. And we're going to think first about spiders. So I know a lot of you know our little Itsy Bitsy Spider song and how we make our little motions. And we have the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. So when you're thinking about a spider, it's itsy bitsy. And look at my fingers. It's taking these really tiny steps. We know spiders have a lot of legs and they take little tiny steps. And that's how we want to write. Kind of like a spider. We want to think of the little tiny steps in our stories, and so we can make sure that we get all the details and get our story very in order. It will help with our small steps as well. So what I always tell my students, which I'm telling you now, is that we don't write like elephants, we write like spiders. So elephants take those really big steps, right? They have really big bodies and their legs and their feet are very long. So when we do spiders or elephant steps, they're really big. So we say, not like an elephant, write like a spider. Okay, so we're not doing it like elephants where they skip over parts or take really big jumps in their stories. We're doing it like spiders that go really, really slow. And we're going to look how they do that here in this story. So when the story begins, here talking about having the dinner on Tuesday night. And he talks about the peas. And then he goes on and he says, you have no idea what one tiny pea does to me. And then look how slow he stretches this out. With just the slightest touch, it begins. Okay, so he's not just saying, oh, I have a pea and everything, and then I skip ahead and I tell you what happens. He's going slow and saying that, oh, every little part of this story is important, and we're going nice and slow. Then he does it again when he goes through all these pages. He's telling you every single tiny step of what happens with his body, right? And he's not just skipping all the way to gulp. So really, you're thinking, how many pages did they stretch it out? It's a lot of spider steps. So right here is when he begins to eat the pea. And it says, with just the slightest touch. And then he has all these spider step pages that tell you what's happening before he even eats the pea. So that is how we write like a spider. We want to stretch out with those small little steps and make sure we tell every little part of our story. So I'm going to do it one more time. We're not writing like elephants. So not like an elephant, write like a spider. Okay? You're thinking super tiny, super small steps that happen in your story. You don't want to just skip ahead to the end before you tell us what really happened in the story. Okay? All right, so good authors are going to take those small steps. I want you to think about your story now, so the story that you've been working on the last couple days, and I want you to think if you're taking your itsy bitsy spider steps in that story. So maybe you're rereading your story and you think, oh, I kind of forgot that this happened before. You can always go back, and that's what we do. We change our writing to make it better. So if you reread your story today and realize, ooh, I could add more steps that happen in this story, I want you to do it. That's your goal today. So you're going to reread the story you've been working on and think, did I write like a spider or did I write like an elephant? Did I skip too far ahead and take too big of steps? All right? All right, good luck, authors. I'll talk to you soon.